everybody, welcome to my channel. Lovely to have you with me. And as you can see, I've got my prompts here for Margarete Miller's 2025 Collage Challenge, and the prompts here are for week 26. So what I've chosen for this week's prompts are as follows. The first one, an umbrella or a parasol. I'm going with this image. This is an image by Rafel Oblinski, who is a Polish surrealist artist living in the USA. And I saw his images when I was looking at surrealism or surreal art last week for the prompts that we did last week, just to get an idea really of what I should be doing or looking at for a surreal image, which was one of the prompts. So I've decided I'm going to go with this one, and this is going to hit prompt number one, the umbrella. Something edible, let me pop that to one side. Something edible, I've gone with this lady with her fruit as headdress. I thought that was quite fun. Something yellow or orange, well, I've gone for something yellow and orange, and as you can see, it's this lovely image of a butterfly. A piece of clothing. I don't normally double up on my prompts, but I am going to this week, so technically I could use this for my piece of clothing, which is the top part of the dress, but I'm not. I'm going to use this little chap down here and his attire, and that's my piece of clothing. So it could either be his jacket, his ruff, or his hat would hit that prompt. Something that moves or flows, well, ideally you tend to think of maybe a scarf or something like that flowing in the wind. You might think of water flowing in a river or off an umbrella or something like that. I'm going to go with words, and I'm thinking along the lines that if you're a writer or a literary artist, then you have a flow of words or a flow of ideas when you put them down on the page for a novel or an article or something like that. So I'm going to create something on my page here to reflect that. So fingers crossed I can do that. And then finally, the bonus, a fingerprint. And I've got a couple of little tiny images here of the same fingerprint, but one is slightly bigger than the other. So this is the smaller one, and if you look at this one, it's just marginally bigger. Not sure which one of these will be the right size until I get into what I'm planning to do today. Okay, so as always, prompts in front of me. This I have already trimmed down so that it fits inside my working border, and as always, slightly shy top and bottom of the page. I did trim this little portion, if I can get it. I trimmed this little portion off the side here so that it would fit in, and I'm actually thinking that I will add it along the bottom there. Don't know why, but I find that more pleasing than that. So I'm going to just add that along the bottom at some stage. So I'm just going to put that one ahead of me. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this butterfly, and I'm going to cut out this lady here, and I'm also going to cut out these two, and I'll be back when those are done. So this is glued onto my working paper, and I've cut out those pieces that I said I was going to cut out. So I've cut out my headdress, I've cut out these two little fingerprints, and I've also cut apart my butterfly. So what I was thinking with these is that I would embellish the umbrella with the butterfly wings, something like this. So I'm just going to hold that in place there, and then, whoops, and have that one on there like that. And just have them angled so I can still get a bit of the red of the umbrella showing. So I'm just going to tweak this one a little bit. So have it something like this, that there. And I could either have it with a V like that to mimic the V of the neckline, but I think I would rather have it closed up so that it looks something like this, perhaps. Where are we? Just pull that one in a little bit and down, and have something like that. Maybe pull that one up a bit, a little bit fiddly, but maybe have something like that. So I like that, so I'm going to put a dab of glue behind these to hold them in place. I've got a little bit of movement or play in these because they're not glued down right to the edges, as you saw, which I quite like. So I'm thinking something like that for my prompt, something orange or yellow. For this, I thought I could do that and put that on there and just have that like that. I'm going to cut away a bit more in here. And just have her angled something like that. So I'm going to go with that. Like that. And for my fingerprints, I'm going to go with the larger one. Sorry, I've got a dirty pair of tweezers here. For this, I thought I would just have that over his face like that. Now, I'm not quite sure whether to cut it away so that it looks like the hat goes over the top. So what I'm going to do is use this little one. This one isn't the right size, but it will give me an idea of whether I like that or not. So I'm just going to just do that. Oops-a-daisy. I know that looks a bit weird with that piece along the bottom, but I just felt like I needed it. And yeah, I do like that. So I'm going to use the one that I think is the better size, which is this one. And I'm going to mark it again. Snip it away. And I'm just going to angle it a little bit like that. Whoops, got some on my finger. Now by doing this, I lose a portion of the handle of the umbrella. But I think I can probably either snip it away there, or I could draw over the top. I'm just going to move that slightly to see if I like the look, if I snipped it away. No. Or I could just leave it as is. I think I'm going to glue it in place and then make the decision whether I want to draw a line over the top. I think I need to just trim off a little bit more. Okay. my Friction marker pen, so I'm just going to extend that line down there and take it down there so it does look like it's one continuous piece. Okay, for the last prompt, which is something that moves or flows, I'm going with the literary theme, as I said, and I'm going with that words flow. So I'm going to just draw in a line here. And I'm bringing in a Friction marker pen and I'm just going to start writing. And I think I'm just going to put maybe another line in there. And there we go. Very surreal again this week, but yeah, I'm liking it actually. Yeah. So very quickly bringing in my prompts, an umbrella or parasol. Well, this was my main background image here, my Oblinski surrealist image, which I've sort of embellished a bit more with some more surrealism. Something edible, well, all the fruit on her headdress up here. Something yellow or orange, well, that's my butterfly wings down here. A piece of clothing, this gentleman down here. Something that moves or flows, well, I've got a flow of words here. And bonus, a fingerprint. I've got my fingerprint down there. So very, very quick one this week, everybody. Hope you like it, a little bit different. Yeah. Okay, so look forward to seeing you next week, and as always I'll leave you some close-up photos at the end of the video so you can have a better look at my efforts for this week. Until next week, everybody, take care. Bye bye now.